Morning friends, we've just arrived to Sydney, Australia. We're in the airport. We're gonna take the little train, which runs from the airport right into the center of the city. We'll drop our luggage off at our Airbnb and then we'll start to explore the city. But it's pretty straightforward. Transit from the airport to central Sydney, and it's gonna be a super fun adventure here over the next 3 days. So stay tuned. Sydney, the vibrant, diverse, and eclectic capital city of the Australian state of New South Wales, is synonymous with white sand beaches, crystal clear waters, and a lively restaurant scene. The oldest city on the Australian continent, the modern city of Sydney, was founded by British colonists who created a penal colony here in 1788. The city itself sits on the traditional lands of the Darug, Darawal, and Eora Aboriginal people, who've called this place home for over 50,000 years. To get a better feel for the foundations of the modern city, I recommend starting your visit off by heading to the Rocks, the oldest part of the city. Well, we've just arrived to the Rocks. This is the oldest part of Sydney. Behind me is Cadman's Cottage. It was built in 1816, but buildings like this all around the Rocks give a great feel for what Sydney was like when it was first colonized by the British in 1788. It's an amazing juxtaposition of old right next to new. But when the British arrived, Australia wasn't empty. The Aborigines were here, and they've been in Australia for over 60,000 years, making them the world's oldest continuous culture. There are plenty of little nooks and crannies to explore down here, so take a stroll and get lost in the labyrinth of old cobblestone streets and alleyways. Lots of little hidden passageways down here, cobblestone streets. It's pretty cool. Good morning, friends. Welcome to Sydney, Australia. This is our first full day exploring Sydney. We arrived yesterday. It was kind of like a write-off. It was a really early morning of travel for us. We got in, it was a beautiful day, and went for a swim, and then we just caught up on some work, some computer work, getting videos ready for you all. And today we are out and about exploring Sydney. So right now we're in the King's Cross area. Some cool old buildings back here. And we're making our way to the trolley or the tram or the metro. I'm not sure exactly what it's called in this city, but you get the idea. And we're gonna make our way out to Bondi Beach, which is a world famous beach on the coast here. I've got a friend who's a chef in Bondi. We're gonna go to his restaurant and grab some brunch, and we'll see where the day takes us. But first off, how cool are these little townhouses, these old little townhouses? They're stone, brick, and it's such an interesting little combo because the weather right now, even though it's a little overcast, is like warm and really nice temperature. But then you have, like, you know, England vibes. Very cool. Well, it's Sunday morning and we are at the Bondi Public School. There's a little farmer's market that we stumbled upon here. Super boho. Lots of cool handcrafts and clothing and jewelry. Carrie has found a local bikini maker, and she's gonna try on a new swimsuit for our upcoming trip. But this is a nice little surprise, so we're gonna nosy around in here, and then we're gonna make our way over to the depot for brunch. Let's go. Sunday morning, Bondi Beach. We're at the Depot. This restaurant is owned by my buddy Guy, and it's absolutely heaving. Line out the door, long wait list, but we have just been seated. We have beautiful coffees here. We just had two of the most delicious baked goods I've ever had in my life, and I'm really looking forward to brunch. Stay tuned. Oh my God.
So you can take your pick of boards.
Dude, sick, yeah. Everybody, this is my mate, Guy Turland.
How you doing?
He's a chef here in Bondi Beach, one of the owners of the Depot where we had brunch. And I just wanted to talk to you and just get the lowdown on Bondi and get a better understanding of this place.
Look, Bondi's a pretty special place. It's gorgeous, it's close to the city, and it's a funny kind of melting pot of like $1 million houses and apartments, backpackers, tourists, people flying in, all sitting in the same cafe together, kind of gelling and completely cool with each other. It's a place that's full of multicultural deliciousness, and the circuit's amazing. It's walkable. It's kind of the perfect dream place to live and chill out. So, I mean, I'm lucky enough to show you around my backyard.
Obviously, I feel like Australia has like cafe culture, kind of down to a fine art.
Yeah, I mean, the Aussie cafe culture has shifted around the world pretty quickly and pretty well. And I think it's that abundance of produce that Australian chefs and Aussie cafes have learnt to appreciate without overdoing it, overcomplicating. I mean, avocado toast is a fine example. It's just like a really good avocado, squeezed lemon, some like proper sourdough toasted right, and you've got yourself something that is like famous. And I think that might have come down to like the quality of the ingredients and understanding that sometimes less is more. You know, if you just do the simple things right, you kind of guaranteed a delicious dish. But the heart of that comes from understanding and getting the best quality produce possible. And we're lucky here in Australia that like the amount of produce that we have, the amount of amazing farmers that we kind of get the produce from is abundant and kind of at the arm's reach to everybody. So I think that is really the spearhead of the Aussie kind of cuisine.
Well, we just finished a delicious brunch at the Depot. Such great food and so good to catch up with my buddy Guy. He walked us down to his little surf shed, showed us some of the boards, offered me the chance to use one, which I'll definitely take him up on later this afternoon. We also took a little stroll through the back neighborhoods of Bondi, found a cool surf shop called Sunburnt Mess, got a new pair of board shorts, which I'm looking forward to christening in the ocean a little bit later. But before we do any of that, we're gonna walk along this front promenade here at the Bondi Pavilion and make our way out to the Bondi Coastal Walk. It's gonna be a great way to kind of burn off brunch and get a real good lay of the land. Make our way out to this headland behind me. But this is so cool. I'm getting nostalgic. It feels like a really unique mix between like southern France or the Basque Country in Spain, where I lived for a few years, as well as my hometown, my home state of California. It's just a really unique blend, uniquely Aussie, but it's great to be here, and we're gonna take advantage of our Sunday in Bondi Beach. We're now on the Bondi Coastal Walk and the nostalgia continues. Now I feel like I'm in my hometown of San Diego in La Jolla at La Jolla Cove, but I might have to say I think this is actually more beautiful. Just a stunning coastline and So grateful, so happy to be here. This is the first of many upcoming trips to Australia. All right, well, my buddy Guy lent me this awesome little twin pin, and there's some fun little waves here, but never complaining, especially when it's time to go surfing. So we'll paddle out, try to catch a couple of waves and get a better feel for the Bondi vibe. That was super fun. So nice to get in the water and surf. And then Carrie, how was Iceberg? Cool.
Beautiful. It was lovely. Soaked in the water and I just laid out in the sun, and it has such a gorgeous view, just full ocean right off the deck.
So we could easily spend the rest of the day just walking around here in Bondi, but we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna go check out a new part of the city, and we're gonna hop on a bus to Surrey Hills for dinner. We've just stumbled upon the Anzac Memorial here in central Sydney. And the Anzac were the Australia-New Zealand Army Corps in the First World War. And for both Australia and New Zealand, it was really kind of a coming of age for each nation, respectively. They had huge losses for the small countries, and this is actually a really beautiful place where you can learn a lot more about it. It's turned into an absolutely beautiful evening. The temperature is so nice. And we're just walking our way up from the Anzac Memorial up to Surrey Hills, where we're gonna go eat some dinner. Well, we've had a really nice evening stroll through Surrey Hills, and we've decided on dinner here at Gogyo. It's like a Japanese izakaya, ramen, sushi, and lots of delicious food. It's got really good reviews. It's this little place right back here. But Surrey Hills has such a calm, really unique vibe. We love it. It's all these little, kind of feels like Brooklyn in a little bit, like with the brownstone houses, but cool spot for sure. So thank you to my Instagram followers for giving us this little tip. Gogyo was absolutely delicious. Authentic yet innovative Japanese cuisine, a welcoming and entertaining dining experience. It was unforgettable. We started things off with a chili cucumber salad, some garlic and chili edamame, followed up by minced pork and garlic shrimp dumplings, then a really unique calamari dish served over rice wafers, and finally we topped it off with a garlic chicken teriyaki cooked in the yakiniku Japanese barbecue style and served over creamy mashed potatoes with a Japanese slaw. No exaggeration, one of the best meals I've had in a very, very long time. Make sure you subscribe and stick around for the next vlogs from Sydney and then the upcoming videos from our adventures in Thailand. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and drop some comments down there in the comment section. And don't go anywhere, watch more of my videos by clicking on the links you see here.